9/11 happened and the whole world changed. So after that, we set up St. Paul's Chapel as a relief center and served the needs of the rescue community. We had massage therapists and chiropractors and grief counselors working around the clock. We actually had podiatrists working on the feet. We had actually some of the best food in Ground Zero. We were called a 4-star accommodation because we had places like the Waldorf serving our meals eventually. And it was an amazing experience. It was a season of love. That's the way I like to describe it. It was a season of love from that play Rent, a wonderful musical. And we learned a lot about ourselves during that time, that we could be more than we ever thought we could be. More compassionate, more loving, more courageous, more giving, more selfless. And it changed us. And that was a moment that has passed, but we need to work hard to reclaim it. We call it the 9/12 moment. And the world will be a better place if we can reclaim that time. Well, I like to tell the story about the woman with the cane. That set the standard for the relief ministry at St. Paul's Chapel. It's an elderly African-American woman living in the Bronx who came all the way down to Lower Manhattan on the subway and talked her way through the police lines and talked her way into St. Paul's, both pretty significant accomplishments at the time. She had heard that somebody working in Ground Zero had hurt his leg, so she came in and gave us her own cane and then hobbled off. And I'll never forget that moment. It was so profound and powerful when we were presented with that cane. I still have that cane, and as I said earlier, I checked out the price. It's worth $14+ at Kmart, but to me that cane is priceless because it stands as an icon of generosity and gratitude and self-giving love. And I really think it's a symbol that we need to hold up and share with people. One of the things I did at St. Paul's Chapel during the recovery operations that I walked through the site every day, and I did last rites and prayers and blessings on body bags as they were being brought out of the site. And the question kept coming to me, literally, how in God's name do we stop the cycle of violence and revenge? How do we end this cycle of retribution and violence? And I was reading Desmond Tutu's book then, No Future Without Forgiveness. And things began to click. It was clear to me that if we're going to have a future, it's going to be because we create it. And how do we create that future? Well, we create that future by stopping the cycle of violence, revenge, retribution that seems to just continue on and on throughout every generation. How do we stop that cycle? How do we break it? Through the power of forgiveness. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean we let anybody off the hook for doing evil things, but forgiveness means that we reflect on all the horrors that can happen to us as human beings, and then decide to make the world a better place by not responding violence for violence. Gandhi said, an eye for an eye leaves both eyes blind. And there's just too much blindness in this world. We need to spread light, not blindness.